just explained how it is bouncing off each other the entire time.
Well,
Because
you said I had nothing. I asked for something. You said yes.
I gave you my yes.
Yes. So after that, after you say yes, then I give you the house. I give you the seed. I give you this.
And I get every time from then on, we are exchanging things. So I give you my yes. You give me the house. I make that house a home. I give it back to you. Now it's a home.
Yes, house. Yes, house.
Yes.
Do you understand the weight there? Do you understand the weight there?
There's no, what do you mean, no, the weight? That mean I'm giving up my house already. I'm giving up my own things because I already have my own, right? We said that. You just said that. I would have to have my own home before meeting you, whether it's an apartment, a condo, or whatever. So I'm giving up something, right? And I'm not just giving up something to you. I'm actually giving twice. I'm giving you my yes, and I'm giving up my stuff to now get whatever you're going to provide, which could be better or worse than what I already had. Technically. So, I feel that the appreciation for the yes is dwindled down because we keep hearing the narrative that, you should be grateful and I can marry any woman. You can't marry any woman without the woman saying yes. You can propose. You know how many times Ms. I Speak Life has been proposed to? I can tell you. It's been more than once. And I ain't said yes. So clearly, and the man ain't married yet. So that's that out the window. All I'm saying is, and what I keep trying to say is that if we come to the table together, understanding that we are equally sacrificing the what may be different for us though would be the responsibility maybe or the task, right? Because your responsibilities may be the financial, the protection in case of emergencies and things like that. And my responsibility or my task may be to do the laundry, keep the house up, and take care of the children. And you see there's even an extra one there for the women, but we won't pay that no mind. We'll just keep going for the sake of conversation, right? And we can do all of these things, and we still have to battle with you guys about who has more, who gives more. I'm sacrificing more. No, you need more discipline because really you're not doing anything extra. You're just doing what you're supposed to do. I can't give you a trophy for swimming if you're a fish. Now, had you been like, a daggone, what don't like the water? Name an animal that don't really like the water. Is that like a cat or something? Not like a lion, like a regular domestic cat. Now, if you're a domestic cat and you get in that water and you start swimming, I'm looking at you like, you better go ahead, cat, because they don't like water. They don't really function good in water, but you're a fish and you have fins and can breathe underwater and you're made to swim. Daggone it, please swim. What else are you going to do? Well, I'm swimming faster than you, or I had to swim first, or, my swimming costs me more than your swimming. How? Because you're a fish and I'm let's just say a seahorse. Well, what are you saying? We both have to swim in here. What are we talking about? Y'all see what I'm saying? This is why Ms. I Speak Life don't understand these men. I don't understand them. I don't get it.
Okay. So I'm going to pull it back a little bit here because I'll let you have your moment there. Whatever that
you saw all of my animation. I don't know if you can see me. I'm on our Facebook Live on The Real Deal versus How You Feel because I couldn't get the streaming key. I have my streaming key hooked up to my phone as well, but I can't see you. I don't know what's happening. So I just did it both ways, and y'all see me looking up and down because the phone is kind of little above the laptop here. But hey, actually, I could try to push it down a little bit, but I don't know that way to get me.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, all right. So I'm gonna go. Let's stick with the top for a hot moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because all this stems from the reason why men can have pillow talk, right? That's how we got to this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about what the man got to give, what the woman gets back in return, all that blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give y'all a little secret that I'm saying. I'm gonna be letting the cat out of the bag, but I gotta let ladies know what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing over there? You building a house?
I'm not building a house. I'm just trying to make it where while I'm on live on 2 devices, I'm not looking up constantly. I'm kind of, trying to even it out a little bit. Sorry,
Alright,
go
so
ahead.
just let the people know which one you want to be at. You're on both. You're on YouTube, Facebook. Wherever the camera's pointing directly at you, that's the one you want to talk to. But anyway, so listen here. There's the first secret I want to give to y'all ladies out there that y'all really don't know when it comes to men and pillow talk. Why it's a big deal. Real men fear rejection.
Mm-hmm.
You say that again. Real men fear rejection, and it's true. Believe it or not, most men feel that women are very critical of them, which we have talked about, especially when we talk about the haircut story, right? We talked about in the past.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely, you're right.
And we worry that, if we do open up, you're going to laugh at us, leave at us, reject us, or we feel humiliated. Can't get the word out.
Humiliated.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important that the ladies need to realize that men have egos. And actually, we're more fragile than y'all, believe it or not. I see you over there. You already know. If y'all know this, y'all should understand why sometimes we don't open up all the way to y'all. Right?
Yeah, we understand why. It don't make it right, but we understand why.
What you mean it doesn't make it right? What do you mean?
Okay, because you might need to just get your life together and work on your emotional intelligence and not be so sensitive and understand that you don't have to fear rejection if I already gave you the yes, because I'm your wife.
See, all I'm hearing right now is masculinity right now.
Oh my gosh, no, you didn't say masculinity.
I am not toughness. See, and this is a prime example of why men
cheat.
Don't want to open up to the women.
That's why y'all cheat.
Cheat. Yeah, see, fellas, you hear this, right? But anyway, ladies, you hear this, right?
That was a workout.
So men always walk around as tough this, I'm tough that, macho, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we try to open up to you, ladies, it's okay, it's not that serious, blah, 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 blah. He need to get his emotion together, blah, 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 blah. Really? And that's the problem we have right there. That's the problem we have right there. You, not you, but women right there, that's the problem. We can't even get past that part. Right there. Let's start right there. Before we move forward, we can't even get to that part that, yes, men do play the macho guy role, but we do have emotions. And when we do convey those to you, we don't want to hear from you talking about, you need to man up. That's nothing. You need to check your emotions. See?
No, I can attest. I can say that men deserve not to be bashed.
And that'll take you from 100 to no. See, the thing is not really being bashed because it's coming from my significant other. I'm not talking to a group of women. I'm talking to you. As you're my woman, I'm talking to you, right? So
okay.
I'm coming to 100%, being totally open with you. And then when I tell you something, X, Y, Z, you dismiss like there's none. And men have feelings, but that's going to take away that 100% of me down to 80%. And now at that point, we can't have conversation about anything open up because you won't take it as, it's not that deep, it's not that serious. And then you wonder why right there is a problem.
So what if it's just that one thing, that one topic, that one time that I just feel that one particular thing is not that deep or not that serious, but not just coming for you like nothing you have to say at no point in time is deep or serious. I think that's extreme.
Why does it be extreme? Because you don't know what people's traumas or what they've been through.
And you don't. Well, that can go both ways because what if she's had so much trauma?
We're not talking about both ways right now.
Oh, why not? See, this is why we can't have a conversation that don't include both parties if we're talking about both parties.
But we're asking why the topic is why can't men open up to the significant other?
No, that's not the topic. The topic is when you can't have pillow talk with your significant other. That means a man or a woman. Okay. And if this is happening for a man, you're giving the interpretation of why this could impact them significantly. And if this is the case for a woman, I'm saying why it may or may not be a big deal. Because a lot of times when you're talking about discussions and what we talk about, we just heard from you that men have a fear of rejection. Women, however, we're used to compliments. We're used to we are the ones that are accustomed to being asked the question. So rejection is not so much in the back of our head, because not saying that we don't have a sensitive spot if we are rejected, but for us to be rejected, that means we have to be pursuing. And 9 times out of 10, that's not our lane. We're not pursuing, we're being pursued. So that's why you have a sensitivity toward rejection that we don't have. So the understanding should be on both sides. Like, okay, I understand you are a little, sensitive toward rejection. Yes, that means as a woman, your wife, that needs to be taken into consideration. She should be able to have pillow talk with you. I said this from the beginning. A woman, if this is how you, the man, feel, the husband feels, if it's an issue, to talk about this with your girlfriends, regardless of the level, because that's what you're saying. It don't matter if it's holy draws to, where do we go? We went from holy draws to something more serious, like, your homeboy may have told you he cheated or stepped out the relationship, and you're talking to your wife about it, and you definitely don't want her to go back and tell his wife, even if they have we're all mutual friends, right? So regardless of the level, you're saying don't cross that barrier. That's an isolated situation. I feel like that is between those particular people, because not all women can't hold water. Not all women are gossiping, or not all women feel the need to take pillow talk anywhere.
What's the isolated situation?
The isolated situation is that a significant other would take pillow talk outside of the home, outside of the relationship, and not just once, but more than once.
Hold on, you're jumping a little bit. We're talking about we're still talking about the men's fear of being rejection. So we're not really talking about what happens when she runs her mouth. We're talking about the rejection.
Well, why we just got to stay on men being rejected?
Because it needs to be tackled, it needs to be understood.
And just as I said, if we can understand the man feeling rejected, we have to understand that maybe the woman has desensitized because she's so used to trauma, or because she's a woman and rejection is not really a thing for her. That means there needs to be some more dialogue. We need to talk about this. We need to have an understanding. And that's why I said it goes into that isolated situation, because it's not all women who even have this issue.
Well, I can say it's either most or all in a situation why men don't open up.
In terms of their fear of rejection, but not it being a pillow talk situation. You could say most men don't open up because they have a fear of rejection.
This is part of pillow talk. Like if it's something that's deep or something I want to talk about, this is part of pillow talk. Anything else, we just let fly. If it's not, if it's like, oh man, let me tell you about the basketball game. We don't care about that.
But fear of rejection is not solely to pillow talk. That's an isolated. That's not everyone's or most men's issue. The fear of rejection is the issue. Period. That could be, babe, I want to go for this job or whatever, meaning I want to switch jobs, like the TikTok I sent you. Okay, I want to leave the post office and I want to be an astronaut. You might be hesitant, huh?
So are you considering only conversations in the bed, only pillow talk? Is that what you consider pillow talk be?
No, pillow talk could be any discussion. That's what I'm saying. I'm mentioning that it's not so much just pillow talk. The issue for the men is the fear of rejection, regardless of what is being discussed. If it's something going outside of the home, or if it's him wanting to change his role at work, if it's him deciding that, hey, I want to, start a new diet, if he's putting on a suit, you guys fear rejection, period.
So
that's why it takes y'all so long to ask the question.
So with the TikTok you sent to me about they talk about the man being an astronaut, right? And his wife supporting him and building the suit and everything, whatever. And essentially, pretty much kind of really just clowning him, whatever, per se. Is that considered pillow talk at that moment?
Wait, say it one more time.
Is that scenario considered pillow talk, not to you or not?
When she goes and she calls her girlfriend?
Yeah.
That depends on, that's why I said with pillow talk, it's going to come down to the individual, because that depends on the relationship between her and her husband. Because even the entire situation, like, we could talk about the entire TikTok. The fact that she's sitting there with her husband doing this live video, right? Is that considered like this is their private home in the picture, in the video? All of that. It depends on the person that she's with, because they might not even care that the woman tells the girlfriend. But yes, if you're the type of person, that would be considered pillow talk, because that's something that you and your wife are discussing, or that's something that pertains to you, period. And you feel like anything regarding you and your home should not go outside the home, and is considered pillow talk based on the way you describe it.
All right.
So yeah, she would have been violating. Like, girl, listen, he about to be look outside. He in the astronaut suit that I created for him. Now, meanwhile, in her mind, is she thinking she's violating? And this is the part you don't want to talk about because you're only concerned about the man. But
what part is that? Tell me part I did not want to discuss.
This part right here. In her mind, do you think she's purposely, intentionally violating and taking pillow talk, or even looking at this particular thing as pillow talk?
Per that situation with the whole astronaut suit, whatever you want to do, that one, no, I consider no.
So that's what I'm saying.
No, because the reason why, let me finish. The reason why I say no to that one, because he's actually wearing this suit out in public. So, and listen there, as soon as he leave the house and he see his homeboys, they gonna go in on him, point blank, period. So
right.
That one right there that's not an intimate one. That's like, okay, girl, that one I won't consider to be intimate. I'm just saying, like, girl, look at him wearing that. And he out in the street on TikTok and Instagram. Look, guys, I'm gonna be astronaut. Yeah, you getting clown, buddy. Right.
So it depends, and I think that we're agreeing on that. It depends. There's levels to it, but I think that's why it has to be what's discussed between the said husband and wife, so that the wife can know what those boundaries are. Because if the wife is already comfortable talking to her homegirl about whatever goes on in her world, including her and her husband, and whatever haha moments, or girl, you won't believe this, however it goes. Then it's up to the husband to let the wife know, like, listen, certain things you don't got to tell your friends. I don't want them to know, especially if we're married and we have mutual friends, and it can get back to me, because I feel like that's a violation.
All right. Well, before we move on here, let me just say this then. So, like we always talk about, it's a loose-driven conversation, right? So we want to give the ladies and the men, but mainly the ladies, some content here where they can take away from us. We can take some content away.
Well, why can't I see you?
Because I'm not streaming right now. But listen, let me say this real quick. Because even for this stream, I don't know if we'll be on the same one. It might be two separate videos.
Okay.
So, but anyway, let me just say this, ladies and men, but mainly ladies, when he starts to open up, listen to what he's saying, then take a step back and offer something positive in return, right? After he tells you something personal. But saying something like, well, that's not so bad, I've done worse, or I really admire that about this, what happened. Nah. What you want to make sure at this point now is let him or her know that you're on the same team and you understand exactly what he's going through.
And for the fellas, I'll tell you what I tell guys all the time. When you want to critique, correct, or redirect a woman, right? The first thing you want to do is not go off all in your feelings because your feelings are hurt. You need to check your feelings at the door, right? Your hurt feelings, check them at the door, because you want to be able to communicate with her clear and concise. And we talked about this yesterday. The first thing you want to do is you want to affirm her, right? Let her know that she is your world. She's good. You know what I mean? She's doing these things, whatever it is that is affirming to her, because for all women, it can be different, right? Then you want to validate the relationship between yourself and her, letting her know that whatever's about to happen after this is not going to change, meaning I'm not going to leave and cheat on you because of this. I'm not going to devalue you or look at you any less than my wife, because you're still my wife, after this. So you want to validate the relationship between yourself and her and let her know, baby, you my baby. I love you and I want us to grow. I want us to be as healthy as possible. After you affirm her, you're amazing. You're this, you're that, her by herself. I love you. We're good. And then correct her. And I'm telling you, any correction, any critique, any redirection is going to come, and it's going to come so different that you're not going to get that same out the side of the neck woman you get. You won't get that because you have now affirmed and validated her and your marriage. So now she's not operating in that same fear that you guys have, because although you fear rejection, we fear you exiting and cheating and violating that way. So we both have a equal fear, just in different elements of, the relationship. So it's important to not try to make one more important than the other. No, we both need to understand how to communicate with each other better so we have healthier relationships. And no one should be in fear of rejection or in fear of being cheated on. So guys, affirm, validate, then correct, redirect, or address whatever it is. That's Miss I Speak Life's take on it. Test it out and then let me know if it don't work out for you. And if it don't work out, send her my way because she just needs somebody to school her.
They should already be schooled, but go ahead.
I'm just saying that 9 times out of 10, what I said is going to work, and she may not need to be schooled, but you got to try it. Because we don't really address, and this is what I stated before when we talked about communication, and we'll probably readdress again tonight, is that the energy you bring is probably the energy you're going to get in return. And depending on the person, it may be 10, 20 times worse, depending on their traumas. You don't know what they've been through, like you said. So if this is, in fact, something you've addressed, and then she coming crazy, you don't be coming at me all like this, that, and the third. Well, it's the same thing for us women. Come in a humble way is okay, guys. Emotional intelligence is superb. It's okay. We like it. You don't have to be feminine to be emotionally intelligent. You don't have to, cry with us all the time. Maybe once or twice, but look, you cry with me too many times. I'm scratching my head and I'm just like, whoa, bro, I'm going to need you to get it together. You could cry as a man, go and cry. But I think that some of this stuff should be done with yourself. And then if we cry together, that should happen, sometime, but not all the time. Cause then I don't know. That's not something I think should happen often. Let's just say. We shouldn't always be crying. Like, we got to be doing something. What's the solution? So, Twins Inc., let me ask you, do you feel like your girl, Miss I Speak Life, took a step back and thought about what was being said? Because we want to test out the waters of having a better, changing the narrative and communicating better. So, from yesterday, do you think that, there's a better, smoother expression in our communication styles today versus where we went day before yesterday or so? And to our listeners, thank you so much for joining us. Please chime in. Let us know. We did see hands and clapping, and we love to see those. So we would love to hear from you guys if you're on stereo or if you're on YouTube Live, because we're on both. On YouTube Live is The Real Deal How You Feel. Just check us out. And yes, let's get engaged and let us know if we're giving right gems. Like, if you're a guy, do you agree or disagree with twins? And also, if you're a guy, do you feel like what Miss I Speak Life said could be beneficial? And vice versa. If you're a lady, because Twins Inc. don't like to use certain words. So if you're a lady, do you feel like what I said is correct in terms of what we would need? Or if you're a lady, do you feel like what Twins Inc. is saying beneficial to you moving forward as it pertains to, your relationships? And I think that's how we can kind of scale what it is we're saying, because there's no right or wrong in these types of situations, because it's like, it depends on these people. Depends on the person.
So right there, when you just said, Twins A doesn't like use certain words. What word were you going to say?
No, like when we say like females or women, you kind of lean toward lady.
Okay.
Or woman, yeah.
I just want to kind of prove a point there, right? As a man, you know what I'm saying, we're accountable for what we say out of our mouths.
Mm-hmm.
Once I've been told at least one time that using our word female is a problem, I'll do my best to not say it again, right? Ever again. Right. And if I do something said, I'll hurry quickly correct myself and say, oh, I'm sorry, did not mean that. Women, ladies, whatever, clarify it. Right? But that's the point. That's kind of a point that I'm kind of talking about in this whole situation overall. Because as a man, okay, I won't say that ever again. But a woman, not all, but most, but some, they don't care. If they feel a certain way, they're going to say it regardless and be like, man, no, this word don't mean nothing.
Well, I don't know because I don't know because you guys just witnessed, you know, me taking into consideration how my brother feels about certain things. So what did I do? I not only respected what he said, regardless of how I feel about it, but I adjusted what I said because he's in earshot of what I'm saying. And at the same time, you know, if I don't really care about saying the word, that's fine. But we're in a conversation, and I respect his view. So, is it going to hurt me to say lady? No. So I said lady. But when I stumbled on my words at first, I just wanted to express what I was going to say. Like, you know, hold up, because I'm readjusting what I'm saying because I want to be respectful to how my brother feels. So I don't know if you could say that women would be like, I don't care, I'm saying it anyway. It depends. It's, you know, these women you're around, Twins Inc. I feel like how the brothers be trying to tell me, like, you know, we gotta change our circle a little bit because there are some women out here that respect men.
Oh, that's not my circle. Let's be clear. Not my circle at all. I guarantee tonight when we hop on this clubhouse tonight and have a conversation, those be the people I'm talking about. But no, not my circle.
Listen, on Clubhouse tonight, I am clutching my pearls, and I ain't even got no pearls on. And I'm just going to be there to moderate the room because I'm going to bring out two topics, two tips. That's the 4 styles of communication and the 7 C's dealing with communication. And then I'm going to just ask the room what style of communication they think they use, because we know that there is passive, there's passive aggressive, there's aggressive, and there's assertive. So, yeah, I think that people need to pay attention to that so they'll know what style they're using. And then when we talk about the 7 C's, it's clear, concise, you know, we're going to go over that and just see what the room has to say, because we have to do something to have a better dialogue with each other. You and I, Twins Inc., we even had to say, hold on. We're going to stop. And I think this is healthy. This is a healthy example in any relationship, friendship, partnership, anything, to say, hold on, let's pause, let's breathe on it, let's give it some space, let's go and walk it out and research it, whatever has to be done. That way, when we come back to each other, we took all the emotions out. It's not about how I feel or what I think and all of this. It's just what I've been able to notice or research, you know. And even though in this conversation, there are some passions there because we're not technically having a debate, like in the, you know, format of a debate, but still we peel back some of our own emotions in this setting to really hear what each other is saying. You know, now, do you still agree, or do you agree that, or do you still feel that men give more? You may still feel that way, but hopefully something that I said today will be like a seed, and we'll ponder. You can ponder on it and think like, well, maybe, you know, there's some light to that women do give something first when they give their yes. And maybe I am putting too much emphasis on what I'm doing and just not, you know, allowing it to be an even exchange. Or maybe I just need to direct this type of situation to this person, because maybe it's not at all women or most women or whatever, and vice versa for me. Maybe men do need to just hear affirmations as well instead of the critique first, because that's what I got from this. You know, if a man can come out and say to the woman, listen, we fear rejection. That's powerful. I'm not just here to talk. I'm here to listen. That's one of those styles of communication. So as I'm listening to my brother and I'm hearing, men are afraid of rejection. Now, how many times have my mouth, me, Miss I Speak Life, just gone? And I mean, oh my goodness. And not even thinking on that fear, because fear could cause you to flee, could cause you to fold, could cause you to, really just retreat in so many different ways. And then if you're not strong enough, if you're not accountable enough, it could cause you to go and cheat. But it should not. I'm just saying it could. It shouldn't, but it could. And if I can take accountability to say there's certain things in certain ways that don't need to be said to a man, knowing now after talking to my brother that men fear rejection, then I think that it could be, understood that women also carry a certain fear when it comes to men cheating on them. And neither one of us deserve that. Not in a marriage. You don't deserve that. A woman don't deserve that. So we have to think of, look, what we going to do? We're going to take a step back. Baby, I'm going to tell you I'm going to set boundaries with you, because right now you need to learn this. You got to develop in keeping your mouth shut, because you talk too much. There's some women that talk too much.
Yeah, saying that right there is going to trigger them already, right? Because a lot of women feel I'm grown.
No, because you have to do what I said first. You have to affirm her. Baby, you're amazing. You are just the bomb.com. Whatever affirmations work for her and y'all situations, and to all you guys listening, you affirm her, the person. I mean, that goes far and beyond. And that affirmation doesn't just have to be with words. It could be with a gesture, because women respond differently to things than men do. So if you affirm her and then you validate your relationship with her, baby, I'm here with you. I love you. We got it. We're going to get it together. Anything that we don't have, we're going to get it together. But let's just have this conversation right now, because I want you to know I love you and only you. And I want to keep us good, right? Well, however you word it. Like, again, it's going to be personal, right? But the affirmation and the validation before the discipline, before the correction or redirection, is going to make the world of difference. Then when you say to her, babe, I need to set some boundaries with you when I'm talking to you, and I need you to know what they are, because I go back to you, own your feelings. Don't project your feelings on her. Own your own feelings. I'm sensitive, or I feel rejection, and you don't have to say it in those direct words, because you don't want her to pull it back later, right? Because that's another fear. But you have to own your feelings so that she can feel you and understand how severe what you're saying is, because she doesn't have that same fear. And you can bring it to her like, I don't want you to feel like I'm going to leave you or do anything that'll violate our marriage, because I'm not. I'm here for it. I just want us to have a healthier marriage. And that's going to take a little bit more effort on your part, because I need you to stop talking so much. Jane don't need to know nothing about what's going on here. Tell Jane mind her business. Now, you can't knock it until you try it, twin. You can't knock it until you try it. So this is going to be like one of them poll situations, To the men listeners, go ahead, try it, come back. We'll revisit it one day, or just pop up in here like, hey, leave one of them voice messages that come through sometime. Like, listen, I tried this and whatever the outcome was. But we have some ladies who are listening. Ladies, tap in. Just send me a yay or nay, to say if you would almost certainly prefer a man affirm you, validate you, and then redirect, correct, or address a situation concerning something you've done to him to offend him. Just chime in. And I mean, at the end of the day, all you could do is try it. Just like we have to try what you're saying in terms of, acknowledging or not acknowledging outright with our mouths, but knowing that, okay, this man has a fear of rejection. So if he's telling me he had a stressed out day at work, and he's telling me he's trying to do this, that, and the third, Let me hear him. Let me not just go and say, why would you do that? That don't sound smart. That's dumb. That's going to cause us this and the third. Don't jump down his throat like that. That's what he's saying. And that's what I'm getting from it, Twin. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
No. I'm rocking what you're saying right now. But it sounds
Here
good.
we go with this but. I thought we was past that.
Sounds good. It sounds good. I rock with it. Sounds good. To also answer your question briefly, like you said earlier, so you said we had this conversation on Wednesday, and now we have this conversation now. Yes, I think the conversation is a lot better than it was at that time frame because it wasn't supposed to lead that way, which it did. But I think we're doing a good conversation now today. I agree 100% to it. I want to ask that question, but you went off and said a million other things in between there, so I didn't want to forget that part.
Okay, we got you. Women talk a lot. I'm gonna press play.
But
Oh wait, go ahead. Oh wait.
No. Go ahead and play. I'm married to somebody I say first.
Okay.
Yes, I definitely am with you. If I have offended my man, I want to know. So, baby, let me know how I can be a little more gentler. I mean, you know I can't sugarcoat it, so how can I sugarcoat it for you, Daddy?
Oh, look at that. You better go ahead. Add the little sugar coated for you, Daddy. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Make sure you use that same tone you did right now with him later on in the night when you get it home. You tell him that. Say something just like that.
I'm just saying it'll work. Let's press play. That's hilarious. I love that.
Well, for me, I think if the respect and the communication is open, she should already know that he's saying it from a loving place. So me personally, I don't think I need those information in order for him to be able to tell me something that has affected him in a negative way.
Now, see?
Okay.
Now we got 4 listeners. We need somebody else to come in so we could get a better gauge of what's going on here because and I think that again, this is going to be on a relationship, based on the relationship because like she said, and thank you guys for chiming in. Thank you ladies for chiming in because yes, we want to get to solutions. We want to be able to talk to each other in better ways. And if one way is not working, maybe another way will work. So on one end, you may not need the affirmation and validation, but share with us what it is that, you know, gives you that understanding. Is it something he's already said to you that maybe our brother can glean from and maybe just put out there and don't have to go through these steps? Is it something that, you know, you and your significant other have already come to some form of understanding so that way we can help our people out? Because something is, you know, when you can't have pillow talk, I don't know.
Well, listen, I agree to both comments with what they're saying. Both of them, I understand. And I'm okay with giving that affirmation and all those other things on top of that. But then it kind of goes back to what I keep saying. But however, or in addition to, it still goes back to everything I said, that the man must have to do so many things.
Where's the so many?
So on top of everything else we have to do.
Which is what?
Okay. So, look, I'm going to keep it general here because if anyone asks you what is a man, I can tell you what a man and what a man's supposed to do. Forget the Bible, forget everything else, just as a man. As a man, I'm supposed to lead, protect, provide. All those things I need to do, right?
3 things.
Now, once I'm now married, well, because now that I'm married now I got to make sure I'm looking at you. You throw me off from looking at you on the TV. Leave, protect, provide, and all that, right? We also the ultimate thing is this. Forget those 3. The one biggest thing is all this: men are willing to die for a woman. That's number 1. That's the key. Everything we do, regardless how you may treat us, if something would have happened, I'm going to jump in front of that bullet. I'm going to jump in front of that car. I'm going to try to fight the lion, try to fight the bear to protect you and the kids. That is something that a woman may be able to do, but most can't do.
Well, you guys sure make us put us in a position to do that when we're single moms. Because guess what? We got to jump in front of the lion, jump in front of the bear, or the car.
No. Let's not go to the single woman scenario at this moment. Let's stay with the marriage couples first. We can talk about that, but let's stay here at first when we talk about marriage.
Okay,
Because,
so
you know,
you'll risk your life. You will die for us. You will provide for us. You will dying for us and protecting us is the same. So protect us, provide for us, and what was the third thing?
Well, lead, protect, provide.
Oh, lead. So you got lead. Okay.
Now those if you pick, those are the top four, but if you had them lined up in a piece of paper, they go down to smaller umbrellas as far as everything else we have to do on top of that. But those are just the biggest thing I would throw up there. Boom, boom, boom.
What are those other things? Why are you speaking so generally? What are those other things?
Because we do more than just all that too.
So,
like for example, which like a lot of ladies would say this. Well, I take care of these kids, so men don't take care of their kids, because that's something most women always say. I do this, I do that. I don't do nothing with my kids, so I'm just here. My kids don't do nothing. I do nothing with my kids, nothing. But that's how it's portrayed, right?
Oh, you mean in terms of like interacting with the kids, or you mean like knowing that Bobby has this, he needs this by this time, his clothes is this place, that place, and a third. Like what are you talking about exactly?
See, right there.
I'm just trying to be specific. You're being specific.
No, I love it. No, I love it. You said it, not me.
I'm not trying to be away, guys. I was literally just trying to be specific in my asking because Twins Inc. is specific.
Right there. No, that point right there. Y'all make it seem that we don't know what's going on with the kids. Now, granted, in most cases, you are the one who's going to take them to the hospital. You're going to take them to do X, Y, Z. You're going to do all that because the man's working. So you're able to do all that in most cases.
That's an equal exchange, right?
Say again?
I said that's pretty equal in exchange.
Not necessary. But because you couldn't do that if I worked at McDonald's, because I wouldn't have the benefits for you to take.
First of all, if you worked at McDonald's, I couldn't just be a home mom either. I'd probably have to work too.
Possibility.
Nah. Who's living off of McDonald's? Which one of y'all?
That's a whole nother debate.
Which one of y'all?
Just people doing it now. McDonald's and Walmart is equal at the same level at this point now.
And they got assistants too. They probably got some type of food assistant, some type of so she got to go stand in that line. She got to deal with people's attitudes to get that assistance.
You're taking down to the route of the single mother. We ain't speaking about single mother.
No, this is not single mother. This is if a man is working at McDonald's.
You don't get assistance if you're married.
What do you? Well, listen. See, she's gonna have to work around some systems. Let me tell you something. She's gonna figure it out. I promise you that.
I mean, listen. If there's some systems out there that I don't know about, please share, because I like to know some of them systems. Please, I like to know.
You got to work around them. Anyway, go ahead.
So to even add on top of all that list as well too, the man. Pressure. Let's put pressure up there too. Pressure. But now see. Big pressure up there. Pressure's up there too. We have the pressure.
I should write these. So wait, go ahead. Start. Yeah. What's number one?
Oh man. Okay.
Lead.
Lead. Protect. Provide. Lead, protect, provide. Right. And then pressure. And pressure up there. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we talk about this pressure here. Now, this pressure might go it's a long list under pressure. But the pressure is that, one, we have to make sure, the wife is happy at all times. That's number one. Well, I'm not number one. I'm going to give you a list. We have to make sure the wife is happy at all times. You don't agree with that?
No, I don't agree with that.
A man does not have pressure to make sure that you're happy, is what you're saying.
First of all, nobody can make sure that I'm happy all the time. No.
It's either a yes or no.
It's a no, a hard no.
So man should not be pressured to make sure the wife is happy. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying my answer is no.
Okay, your answer is no. Okay. So on top of that, forget the no. So no. So I don't have the pressure to make you happy. Cool.
No.
So I don't have the pressure to make sure you're sexually satisfied? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, yes, okay.
Oh, I feel like we should do a TikTok with this one. How we're doing this? Okay, I'm writing these questions down. We're going to do a TikTok. Yep. And you know how they have the questions? I'm sorry. They have the questions be like this, like that, like yes, no, yeah. Go ahead. Now we're in cast. Pressure.
Is it pressure on the man to make sure that he maintains his job so he can provide for his family? Yes or no?
Pressure to maintain a job, yes.
Is it pressure to make sure man is involved with his kids? Yes or no?
Yes. That shouldn't be pressure though, but that's just, I guess you look at it as pressure.
Listen, is it pressure, right? Is it pressure for a man to make sure that he makes it home and to work safely every day?
Hold on, let me make sure I have pressure to help raise the children.
Yep.
Oh, I know you can see me. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. The last question, not last question, but is it a pressure that it's important for the man to make the work and make it home safely every day? Yes or no?
Yes.
It's a pressure for a man not to cheat or have inappropriate conversation with other women.
Yes. Inappropriate, yes.
Okay.
Not you can't talk to a woman, but yes.
Yeah, talking some. We're talking about the cheat part. Let's get right to it, right? Is it also okay? That's all on the same thing as cheating. Is it pressure for the man, especially a black man, to have the daily fear of being killed every day when they leave the house? That still kind of falls in the same category, back and forth for work. But is that a pressure for the black man to make sure he survives each day?
No, that's an added pressure. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna stop there. So with those two things, plus everything we check all that on top of that, right? All that, right? You just said it's not my pressure. It's not a pressure for a black man to make sure his wife is happy. For you personally, you said no. It's not my job to make you happy, right?
Right. To make a woman happy. No, that's not your job.
No, not make a woman happy. I'm talking about make his wife happy.
Make his wife happy. Make a person happy, period.
Okay. Yes. I want to make sure. Make sure we clip to T. So if me you married, it's not my job to make sure that you're happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Also, is it also pressure to make sure I'm constantly and always loving my wife through sickness and health?
Is it pressure to keep your vows?
Yeah, pretty much yes.
Why take them? I don't know. Pressure? I don't know. Two of these, I don't know. So my answer is question mark. Now, when you said pressure, the last thing I was able to write was the pressure for inappropriate talk with women. That was a yes, because it could be difficult. Pressure to survive as a black man. Yes. Because that's real out there.
And the pressure that is also pressure for a man to make sure he's involved with his kids, right?
Yeah, that one I don't really understand, but I got it up there. And this last one, you said pressure to keep the vows.
Keep the vows, yeah, pretty much. Now, for you saying it's not my job to make sure I keep the wife happy, but I kind of don't believe that, because I think it's pressure all the time that man is supposed to make sure the wife is happy. You know, men must make sure they do something for the birthday, make sure they do something for the anniversary, make sure they do something for Valentine's Day, Christmas, Mother's Day. What other days I miss out there? I don't know. Those 5 holidays on top of my head I can think of. That's something that the man is pressured to do in the world to do. Maybe not you, but that's something that we're pressured to do in the world. Like, if you're a man and you only know going for Valentine's Day, you only looked at as a deadbeat bad, he's a bum, he this, he that, because he ain't buy his girlfriend wife flowers.
Okay, so can I interject real quick? So do you not receive gifts on Valentine's Day as a man? Is it just a one way? Is it a one-way street? I'm not understanding. Do you not receive gifts on your birthday?
Listen, collectively, I mean, we get stuff, right?
You see, there's so many standards that are doubled. They're just quadrupled.
Hold on. It's not on the same level. Listen, it's not on the same level. Yes, we get gifts, but it's not on the same level. It's just like this. When we get married, right? Who's supposed to have a 10-carat ring? The man or the woman?
Okay, the woman.
Who's supposed to have the 10-carat ring? The man or the woman?
The woman.
Okay.
But don't you get it? Don't you get like a 7-carat ring though? Don't you get like a? Don't you get a ring too?
Men get a band. Most men just have a band.
And it costs
Just be this.
a nice little grip. It ain't $300.
Listen, of course, it's nothing free, but it's nowhere near the ring is nowhere near the price as the man's ring.
So why does it have to be the same price? What is with you with this petty tit for tat stuff?
It's not petty. I'm just giving you all this. I'm just giving you all these points of the pressure of the man.
So I have to put pressure to buy an expensive ring?
Well, then, if that's the case, then if I propose to my wife with a light pop ring, you think she'll marry me?
No, no.
My point exactly. So don't talk that mess. So let's not do
But
this.
it don't have to be a 10-carat ring, and you get a ring as well. So what difference does it make if your ring costs $5,000 versus
we
mine?
get a ring, but the ring is not equal value.
Who cares about equal value? It's equal sacrifice. We both gotta get a ring.
How? Okay. Anyway, so listen. So let's not get off the top here. So you have a list of things right there that the man has to deal with, and that's pressure altogether.
Okay.
So when I say all the things that we have to do, that's most of the things we have to do on a daily basis.
Okay.
And you look at the list right now.
Okay. Now, should we put the woman's list up here?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure you want me to do that?
Yeah.
I'm not typing all of that. I'm gonna just tell you right now. I'm not even gonna type it. I'm gonna just go through your list, and I'm gonna tell you what women do. And it's not to compare and contrast, because I feel like there should be an equal exchange of understanding and of energy and knowing of devotion, and knowing that while you're there doing what you're doing, I'm also over here doing what I'm doing, and one should not be looked at as greater than the other. That's my take on it. But
Continue.
it shouldn't. It should not be looked at as one greater than the other. It should not.
I'm with you.
Okay.
The key word is should. I'm with you.
All right. So you have to, number one, lead us, right? That means we have to submit to you. So we're both doing something there. You have to protect us, right? You're protecting us and the children, right? And when you're not there, we protect the children. But for the most part, the man protects his home. Okay, I give you that. In terms of protecting, the only time we step into the role of protection is when you leave the home. Now we're the protectors. We have to make sure the children are safe. They don't run outside the house and get hit by a car, XYZ.
We're talking about couples.
That's what we're talking about. I'm talking about when you go to work. You're not in the house.
Okay.
I have to protect the children.
Like leaves.
No. I'm talking about husband, wife.
Okay.
So at that point, we become the protector. So there's a shared responsibility there. When you're there, you're the one protecting. The moment you leave to go to work, you're no longer that protector. I become that protector. So we have that. Provision, right? You're providing. Now you're providing by way of financial stability. You're going to work to get money to provide. I'm providing in terms of what I do in the home. I provide the clean, taking care of the kids. They're not in your things. Wait. We didn't get to you. We will get back. You're not home right now. You're at work. So you're not doing that. You got other tasks you're doing. But while you're at work, right, and you're doing your work, we also are home doing our work in terms of providing, right? I'm providing for you in the way of either doing the laundry, I'm doing, whatever those things are in the home that makes that house that you had become a home. That's my provision in terms of that. Now, pressure. we think differently on these pressure tips. Like I need the ladies and the gentlemen to join in with us because I don't know.
I'm asking for no help because I asked for help when I get my list out.
Listen, I'm just saying I don't agree with all of this, so somebody else may want to give their thoughts. Okay.
I gave my list with no help.
Okay. Now, well, pressure. Before we get to pressure, what happened? I don't know where Twins Inc. went. I'm gonna try to get them back so that we could finish this discussion. Stereo was acting up last night. I do know that. So it may just be the app going through some changes. Hello?
She back.
Yeah, I think that the app was doing some things last night as well. It's trying to take me. It's just moving on its own. I don't even have my phone in my hand. So I don't know what's going on. My app is just doing things. But I am still here on live. So can you hear me, Twin? See, it was getting good, y'all. I don't know what's going on. He has to try to call me. Because right now, other people are coming up that I can't get them out of here. I don't know where these people coming from. All right, I'm calling him. I apologize for that interruption. Good thing we are on both live and stereo. Hello?
I don't appreciate you hanging on me now.
I didn't touch this phone, and that's why I'm glad I got a witness, because I'm on YouTube Live, and it'll let you know my phone is not even where I can touch it. It's on the little thingy, but
I'll watch you right now. I saw your hand go up there.
you did not see my Twins Inc. is telling a tale. Y'all saw me over here in this segment over here looking at pressure. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. She was buying time to get her.
No. I got an amen corner, or I at least got somebody with a good perspective, even if it's not the same as mine, that could throw something in there. So I know LaQuaya, somebody chime in with some good perspective.
Let me call a lifeline.
I'm calling. All right. So in terms of pressure, now, Twins Inc. is saying that the men feel this pressure to make the woman happy. Ms. I Speak Life, I don't think that my husband is going to be pressured to make me happy. One, when he reaches me, I'm going to be happy. We talked about this before, enjoying ourselves alone. And I do that very well. I love my time by myself. So no, you don't have to make me happy. But then Twins Inc. went a step further to mention certain holidays. If you believe in these holidays, then this does apply to you. But I think that they're equal, because if you think about Valentine's Day, you're going to get a gift. I'm going to get a gift. And not only are you going to get a gift, but the expectation is that you get that gift and you get something else also, like some good love making. You want some lingerie. You want a high heel shoe. Wait, I didn't interrupt you. You want that lavender leg lotion and all. You want us to go, above and beyond. We want to make sure that we shaved our legs and all those other extra stuff. And, the mood is set. Listen, I'm just saying, these are some of the things that you guys be wanting. So,
Yeah, we want daily, not just once a year, but go ahead, continue.
Yeah, I'm sure you do want it daily, but you just said you ain't providing gifts daily. You ain't doing that. But anyway, we back at pressure, right? So pressure to buy a gift.
All year round, we talk about.
I don't know. You didn't say that in your lineup. You didn't say that was part of the pressure. You said pressure to buy a gift. And I believe that women, you see, he keep interrupting me. Y'all see this? I didn't.
I'm sorry.
All right. So don't mute yourself. So then we will buy a gift, and then we're expected to do the extra too. Be sexy and all the extra stuff for like a Valentine's Day and your birthday. So I think that no, there's no pressure to make me happy. And no, I don't agree with that. So my answer was no on the thing. Pressure to please the woman in the bed. Yeah. And you know what you don't do? you don't take that pressure seriously enough. You need to take it a little more serious because you think that you're the only one that got eyeballs. You think you're the only one that got feelings, but you're not. You're not the only one, guys. Guess what? We love all of the things you got to offer. All of you. We love all of you. Okay? So we want you to love all of you and be comfortable enough to be sexy in all of you and bring that sexy to us sometimes randomly is the best way. But if you got to plan it because you got little kids and all that, it's understandable. But if you can do it on the fly, let me tell you something. All right, I won't tell you that because maybe that only applies to me. So pressure to, yes. So my answer was yes to that. You guys may have a pressure there. Maybe you can't, you're not comfortable in your own skin, or your fear of rejection if you were to go that route of being sexy or doing something extra in the bed. But pleasure in the bed should be, at the bare minimum, a good time, right? We at least reach our happy place, right? So pressure to help raise the children. This, I put a question mark, and I mean, we have listeners, they can chime in, but me personally, I don't know what type of pressure you have to raise your children. I mean, we shared this, and when you think about raising the children, exactly what are you talking about? Because when you're away at work, you're not raising the children. You're not doing the hands-on things and making sure that they don't get into the wrong things, or making sure that this one needs this, and you don't know all of the ins and outs, like the doctor's appointments and things that you mentioned. We set those, we take care of those things, and we make you aware of what we're taking care of. So you are aware of what's going on with your children. You have access to the schools, and the school should know your face at least from the beginning of orientation. But for the most part, are they calling your phone? No, we take care of that part. They call us, and we're okay with that. Because then when we talk to you, we inform you of
They call my phone.
Oh, I'm not saying they can't call your phone, but 9 times out of 10, when they call your phone, it must be something maybe that's just the way you guys have it set up. But 9 times out of 10, you're not going to interrupt the husband's work day with a school call if the woman is at home with the children. That just doesn't make any sense. So maybe your work schedules, maybe you're both working. If that's the case, I don't know, but we're just talking generally, not, individually. So yes, that one I have a question mark because I don't know what type of pressure that would be in terms of your role in raising the kids, which would be to want to be informed, meaning I shouldn't have to always come and tell you. You should be asking me, hey, babe, did anything go on with the kids today? How was that, in terms of your children? You should be checking for them. And then also engaging in certain activities at the school. If the kids are in sports, etc., I would expect that you'd want to engage that way, and it wouldn't be pressure to do that. Pressure to make it home from work every day. Outside of the pressure to survive as a Black man. So pressure to make it home from work every day, I said yes to, because there are certain fields that would worry me as a woman, as a wife, that I may not want my husband to engage in because of the risk of him not making it home. Like if you're a Black man and you want to be a police officer, you might need to find another wife. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Just certain things like that, because that would leave me in a place of anxiety or stress, or every day, every time you walk out the door, yes, there are risks, but that leaves you at a higher risk. Okay. So my answer was yes to that, but there's also that pressure if you were to be in that field that I'd have to take on, which would be the anxiety and the worry and the concern. And that's a lot of pressure there. Let's see what else. So then you said pressure to not have inappropriate talk with women. Yes, I said yes, but not but. I said yes because there are women that will see a ring on a man's finger and that will completely be attracted to him and compelled to him, which is seriously crazy, but we know the reality. So the answer would be yes. There's a pressure for you to uphold your discipline, your love for me, your character, your moral compass, and not engage in inappropriate behavior with any man or woman period. If you're married, yes, there's a pressure there because other people don't make it easy, you know, and that's the only reason why I agree to that pressure, because some women are a little shisty. What was it? The other thing was pressure to survive as a Black man. Now, we know now that this used to be mainly a Black man thing, but this is, I think, more a Black man and woman thing, especially as we saw since 2019 when women and children were being abducted, and, you know, they're selling our organs, our body parts, and even to the extent now women are being shot and killed on camera like men were, when it was just like more so men. You see that with men and women now, Black men and women. So I think we both share that pressure to know that, hey, my baby could be at the grocery store. If she get pulled over, the same pressure you have, you know, is for her as well because of what we've experienced. So yes, that's a shared pressure. So my answer was yes. Pressure to keep the marital vows. I put a question mark. I don't know. I don't know why you have a pressure there outside of, I don't know if that's a pressure. And if it is a pressure, then I don't think it's a one-way pressure. Like if I had to associate the discipline I'd use to keep my vows, I don't know if I associated with pressure. So that's my take on all of those. Now, what we didn't get into though, right? We talked about what men do and where women, you know, coexist in that. See, but men can't bear children. And their bodies, that pressure that your body is going to change significantly after you take on this man's seed and bear this child. Oh, that's a pressure you don't know nothing about. What you might could compare it to is maybe your beer belly, but that's a choice. You ain't got to really drink beer. You could drink water or you can work out. Certain things we can't change if we got to have children. You know, that pressure to think, is he going to leave me because now I got stretch marks? Is he going to leave me because now my nose is the size of my butt? Is he going to leave me because now I got dark blemishes on my face and my neck because I'm pregnant? And you know, some of this stuff, it is part of what it is. That's a pressure, you know, and you guys don't have that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's real. And not just that, but there's another pressure that we haven't really tapped into, and that's that pressure of his mama. You know, because a lot of men are mama's boys. And, you know, am I going to have to compete with his mom? That's a pressure. And that's Miss I Speak Life, over and out. So there we have it. Now, Tony, come on. What do you have to say? I should have wrote mine out, but I ain't feel like typing it.
You said you fight write that out?
No.
Well, I can't just stress that last one. You said problems with the mama.
That laugh says it all.
I can't say I relate to it, but I kind of understand. But like I said previously on the show we had, I keep my family out of my business. So I'm not one of the people that is a problem. I'm running back and calling my mom, my uncles, and people like, let me tell you what she did. No, I keep my business out of the house. So that's one thing, you know what I'm saying? I made very clear when we first got together, like, listen, we're going to keep our family's business in-house only, right?
You ain't put pressure to Pillow Talk. Pillow Talk not even on this list.
Well, because Pillow Talk is kind of like an unspoken thing.
Okay.
Some things you would think that you didn't have to talk about or bring up. We figure that's common, like, boom, hey. Because, I mean, like, I would expect if I tell somebody something, like, I wouldn't expect I tell my wife something that's, you know, important, and it comes back out and I get shot and killed because she ran her mouth. I expect I can tell her anything and it'll stay in-house.
Right. Agree. You should.
She was watching. She's like, yeah.
She did? Good. See?
Yeah. But that's
accountability. And yeah.
That's unspoken words, though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I shouldn't have to tell you, like, when I'm dating you, I shouldn't have to sit down in conversation with you and be like, hey, if we get together, this thing I'm going to tell you, but I need you to keep those things to yourself and not tell nobody.
But that's not everything. So if there are specific things, I do think you should share that information or where those boundaries are for you. Like you saying, like a mama's boy.
I put on accountability. Like, it's like, in my head, I'm like, who's raising these women to be like this? Who's raising these women to be like this? Like, really?
Who's been raising men to have a fear of rejection?
No, it's not fair rejection. That's an emotion that we all have. We're all born with emotions. Is that true or false?
Not emotions concerning this. Some of us don't care.
False?
No, we're all born with emotion.
Listen,
Yes.
not care is a choice.
We're all born with emotions. Yes.
Okay, all right. Let's not play games here. Let's keep it
But
real.
our emotions don't have nothing to do with this. It's not tied to this for everybody. Some people don't care.
I mean, we got a lot of rough women out there.
Unfortunately.
You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of rough women out there, so I get it. Simple as that. It is what it is.
Mhm.
A lot of them have been raised to be like, you don't need a man, don't get the bag, XYZ, blah, 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 blah. I get that. It's out there.
Yeah, we had the astronaut. She was on that same wave.
What happened?
I said, we have an astronaut we just talked to on that same wave. Like, I got to get my career. I got to do this. I got to do that. And we like, well, if a man come along, are you going to let him love you? Let him love me. How? Yeah, so you're right. There's a lot of women that are like just career driven, or what do you say, in their masculinity?
Yeah, in the masculinity. It's just too tough. Like, damn.
Soften up.
Like, yeah, soften up, baby. It's okay. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with being it, but you can't be like, you should be able to know when to turn on and turn off. That's all I'm saying.
I think I try to gauge that with myself. I think it's a little hard. Some
Like,
people
I mean,
have told me that I'm hard, and some people have told me they don't get that sense from me. I don't know.
you know, even the conversation with the astronaut, she's telling us she's in a work environment where she's being sexually harassed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we're giving her a solution of what she should do, X, Y, Z. And she's like, oh, I'm good. I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you personally, you might be okay. But if my daughter want to be an astronaut and she go that route, I don't have a problem with that because you let it slide.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take accountability. Like, you need to stop that. And I'm tired of hearing people saying that I fear I'll lose my job. Listen, unless you're the CEO of the company, we are going to lose a job at any given moment.
Right. Right.
So don't tie yourself. And that's a whole nother conversation. We should talk about slavery. We should talk not slavery, but economically. We talk about this financial freedom.
Yeah.
We did talk about this already, but listen, I think on our first episode we talked about financial freedom and how to get there. I think either first episode or second episode we talked about this.
Yeah.
That's why you have to really pick and choose what you want to do. If you want to be a wife, like if you're dreaming to grow up and you want to be a wife, I'm talking these little girls who want to be a wife. Listen, don't go out there and get a job or get a career. Don't go out there and get a job and all this debt.
Mm-hmm.
It don't make no sense if you know you want to be a stay-at-home wife.
Right.
It doesn't make no sense. It make no sense. But if you know you don't care about being married no time soon, do you, boo-boo. Just do you. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. Just do you. But if you know you want to be married, have kids, and be a housewife, going out there getting $200,000 student loan is not the move. And expect the man to come by and pay all his bills and debt and another $200 on top of that. With all his other pressure that he got to do in the world.
So would the expectation be that the man would have to pay her student loan, or you're saying because they're combining their incomes and everything that ultimately he's going to participate in paying?
No, it is the expectation that the man have to pay the bills. Because you know what? As you just said it earlier, the fear of once you're having kids, you nose spread, butt spread, stomach spread, all that. Guess what? For 9 months, or at least five of those months, depending if you can work or not, you can't work. And guess what? Bills are still coming in. Who's supposed to pay them bills?
Well, the man is supposed to be paying all the bills.
Listen to what I'm saying. This is a conversation here where two people are working. We have two people working, man and woman, and woman is so far up in her degree. You know what I'm saying? I got my PhD. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I don't need no man. I'm saying when you get pregnant, when you decide you have kids, and you can't work, who's gonna pay them bills?
Okay, so let me ask you this, and this is like devil's advocate a little bit, just a tad bit, just a little tad bit. So,
Let's be real here.
is the woman expected to work, and is she expected to work, and these be the things you lead and protect? Well, would you be able to leave provide on the list if we're both working? Aren't we both providing?
I'm gonna be honest. I love great question. At the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
how to go? Your money is how you know the saying. It's not my money; it's her money, and her money is her money.
No, I don't know the saying. You got to tell me. I don't know it.
Nah, you know this. You may know, but everyone, people I'm talking to, they know what it is. The point I'm trying to make is this: as far as money that you make, the woman makes, that's your money. Women don't share their money with men. It's a point blank period. You don't share your money. So we don't go into a relationship worry about your money. That's
so wait. Okay, you're schooling me here. So if I make more money than you in our household, the idea or the expectation is that we have to live off of your income and I keep my money?
No, I never said that.
What do you, okay, help me understand.
I'm saying that I don't care how much money you make. You can make 10 times money than me. It doesn't matter what you make because we don't go into a relationship knowing or caring about how much money you make.
Right, but I'm saying once we know how much money is being made, which we'll know before marriage, I'm sure.
I mean, of course, yes.
Okay, so I'm in this career, and the expectation is that I'm going to leave my career again. Remember, we talked about I'm saying yes, I'm giving you my yes, and I'm giving up my stuff, my career, my home, if I, on my own, my
Okay, yeah, we get it. You give your stuff up, yes.
Okay. So is that the expectation? If my position and work is more lucrative than yours, I'm still giving up my work? Or are you saying we're both working and my money is my money?
Listen, we're both working, but let's be honest here. If you made triple what I made, if I want to be a stay-home dad, would you be okay with that? And I'm talking to you directly.
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
You'll be okay?
Yeah, my brother was a stay-at-home dad for a while. I mean, well, I know the work that it takes to be a stay-at-home mom. I think that it's not really being respected equally, but it should, because the pressure and the work that it takes, especially depending on how many children you have. And for my brother, he has 8 children with his wife. That's a world of work. That's a world of work. And I'm not saying that I would ever anticipate having 8 children, because no, that ain't happening. But my 3 that I have, 2 natural, 1 adopted, that's a lot of work. And if a man was to take that on and not just sit them in front of the TV and not just sit them in front of an iPad and actually engage in what's going on, that's work.
We don't do that though. Listen, it's funny how when ladies would say, you couldn't do what I do with these kids.
What you mean? It's not you couldn't. Well, I just told you I don't subscribe to that.
So take you out.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to that.
It's funny when I hear that, right? It'd be funny because most men, we have structure. We have things we need to do. So therefore, when I get up in the morning, I have a routine the kids gonna do. All right, you get up. This is what we do: school, work, homework, chill, relax, boom, boom, boom. And I say this because I've done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm like, oh, you can't do what I do. I'm like, what? I forgot she went on vacation for a week or something like that, whatever. I'm like, cool, whatever. I took the whole week off, and I had my kids on a schedule. Boom, 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 with no problem.
Mm-hmm.
By 4 o'clock, we was chilling.
Okay, let me interject. Let me interject just again.
And then on top of that, there was no headache. She thought me calling her talking about, I'm like, baby, I need help with how you do this work. Go ahead.
So there is something to be said about when men speak to children versus that mom speaking to those children. You can say something. Wait. You can say something to these children No, because you said I had these children on a schedule. Now, if you had them on a schedule that they weren't already on, I mean, this wasn't a working well. And all you did was, make sure that things stay in order. You're saying that you set an order that wasn't set, and she went on a week vacation. Did you hear what I said?
No, your phone cut out. I
Okay.
thought you got a phone call again.
No.